Hi, I'm Advait Sehdev, and this is the Marketing Tales podcast, where in every episode I share a true story behind the scenes of an actual campaign where marketing hacks led to exponential growth. Today, I want to share a story that was implemented for one of the very large e commerce brands. And this problem actually is faced by most of the people who've tried to sell anything online by transactions. What really happens is that the dropout rate after people add a product to cart is extremely high. In some cases, it is even higher than 70%, which means that if 100 people add products to cart, 70% of them drop out and only 30% or even lesser actually end up purchasing the products. Now this was the same problem that we were trying to solve for this particular brand, a very very well known brand, and they had a great overall brand in terms of brand presence, in terms of communication, in terms of products, in terms of discounts, in terms of offers, and everything was excellent. Now still they were facing the same issue. Now we tried a lot of things. We tried a lot of priming that was done so that we could make sure that people get the right message before they are actually going to the purchase page or the cart page, and before they actually complete the transaction. That helped a lot. It helped us reduce the dropouts, but not significantly. There was hardly a change in a few single digit percentages, and that was not what we were really looking at. The other thing that we said was, okay, let's try to figure out what are all the friction points that are present on the cart page, and then setting up the right tools for that, making sure that they were taken care of. We are setting events for each and every action, the right tools that were implemented, and still we were able to monitor what were people doing. So for example, we were able to see that, okay, was a particular field very intuitive or was it not intuitive? Were people filling up the information and dropping out at a particular point in the while filling up the form, or there was something else? There were small trends. Again, we found some things and which were definitely improved. So for example, micro content was taken care of. Micro content means the tool tip that was essentially provided next to each and every form entry. For example, name, first name, and they were made more intuitive, and they were made more UI friendly, so that the users didn't have to use their brains while filling up the form. Also, autofill was enabled, a lot of other things were enabled, and friction was definitely reduced, but still we were not completely satisfied with what should be done, right? So we also tried a lot of things in terms of setting up the right triggers on that particular page, so that users did not have to again think about all the things that come in their mind when they're trying to purchase. Is this product too expensive? Is this product going to be delivered on time? What is the refund strategy? So all those elements were very very smoothly taken care, either in terms of icons or in terms of messages or in terms of images or any other form, in terms of guarantees and warranties, and everything was addressed very very smoothly. And still we found that okay, there was a considerable movement, but overall when we look at the larger trend, there were still things that were missing. So what we realized was that okay, let's try something which was never tried earlier. And this is what I'm going to share with you today, because this thing is very powerful and very very few companies use it. Even it's used by a few companies today. So what we said was, okay, since on our side we have a lot of offers now for certain products, let us allow the user to actually choose which offer does he want. There can be 5 or 6 or 7 different offers which were applicable for products based on the payment type, based on the sale they were looking at, based on the quantity they were purchasing, and all of that. So we told them that okay, now you can select your offer and pick your offer and choose the one that you want. And they were different in some. For example, somebody would save 15%, in another one they could save 20%, in another one they could say something else. And we clearly mentioned that this is what you could choose, and it became a game for them, where essentially they would hunt for the offer which would save the maximum amount of money. Now not everyone does that. I'm not saying that everyone does that, but a lot of people were interested and a lot of people started using that. And when a lot of people started using that, then essentially what happened was that the conversion rate suddenly increased, and we were able to convert at least 20-25% more audience, just because it became a game for them. It became an IKEA effect for them, where they said that, okay, we are creating something, we are doing something, we are in part of an adventure, in part of an activity where we hunt for the biggest offer. And when they could get the biggest offer, they could apply it, they could see that, okay, they saved a lot. So that was a sense of satisfaction, that's a sense of instant gratification that they used to get. And that is what helped a lot in terms of dropout rates. And if you are in the online industry, or if you are in any other industry, I want you to think about this concept, that what really happens when you make that activity into a game, into a process, into an adventure. The users get engaged in it, and then you will automatically see much higher engagement and much higher completion. Thank you. So that's the end of this episode. Stay connected for more episodes of Marketing Tales, behind the scenes of successful campaigns and true stories about exponential growth. Till next time.